The Lady McQueen. The Lady McQueen's grant. We bought that at a yard sale. Actually, I think we got the Lady
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. We start on time. It's 7:30, so we start on time. We expected 120 people here. I don't think quite we have 120 here tonight, but you're here, and that's all that matters. All I want to say is thank you for supporting whoever you're here to support. Thank you for supporting our community. Thank you for supporting ArtServe and this class that we have. What you're going to see tonight, and I'm so proud of this group, they had 8 weeks to learn their scenes and their monologues. They stood up and they did a phenomenal job learning that. This show is going to be great. I love what they've done, and I like what they do each and every time. They have always brought something nice to the table. If you like something, let's hear it. And I didn't tell them they have to hold a little bit if you're clapping, so you don't, go over their lines, because then they're going to go, oh, I have to say my line. But yeah, your clapping is much, much better. May I see how many people have never been to ArtServe before? Raise your hands. Oh my goodness, we have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 20 people. All right, good. So if you've never been here before, this is a very unique place. We have an art gallery here, and our art gallery changes. We have different pieces of art that come in and out. If you're ever around and you need a break, there's a little room here. You can bring your laptop and you can work. There's no charge for that. You can even bring your own coffee. How's that? You don't have to go to coffee shops. And you can walk around and they have classes here. They have art classes. I'm their acting coach here. I've been here for 5 years in May, and I love what I do, and I love my actors. On top of that, we start different classes. As you can see, we have different classes here at different times for acting, for art, like I said, and for other things. There's many, many things that are offered here. We have the AIDS Museum here. So if you ever want to just kind of wander around and see it, but it's really a great place to be. So we have photographer Miguel, who's behind us. He's our still photographer. Hey. We have our camera photographer, which is Ashley Hemmings. He's over here. He'll be doing video here tonight. If we're going to ask you to go ahead, and Matt's going to ask you in a second, to be sure your cell phones are on silent or on airplane mode, so you don't disturb them. Now, if you want to take video, go right ahead if you're a person, but again, don't do a flash photography because it does disturb them. He is going to say that as well. And other than that, I think I covered everything. Did I, guys? Yes? Yeah. Okay, come and get me, babe. Okay, so without further ado, let's hear it for the cast.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bare Bones performance. My name is Matthew Lawson, and before we start, we have just a few reminders. Please silence your cell phones. Please no flash photography, because we get jumpy. Try to keep it quiet going through these doors in the back, and there is no intermission. Now, throughout the show, we have a couple of improvisations, and when we do that, we will be asking the audience for various suggestions. And the rule is we have to take the first thing that we hear. So if you have a suggestion, say it quickly, but please keep it PG. Now, let's meet the actors.
Natasha Moody.
Anita Kane.
Dylan Scanlon.
Diamond Jones.
Gary Turner.
Michael Cuneo.
Alexander Morante.
Tiffany Brown Tavares. Catherine Sanford.
Leslie Oppenheimer.
Monica Harker.
Gloria Osa.
Matthew Lawson.
Hi, my name is Catherine Sanford, and I will be performing a monologue from the play The Boiler Room by Ruben Gonzalez. My character is Olivia. I had so many plans. Not just for me, Ma. For all of us. Don't you think I wanted something better for you too? Don't you think I wanted to get you out of here? You don't know how many times I drove past those big, fancy houses and swore. And one day, I was gonna buy one for you. I even know the one I'd buy you. It's right in the corner, Stanford. It's got hedges and trees out front. And in the back, there's this area where they're building a swimming pool. One day, I even went around the back of the house, watched as they cleared a space for the pool. And do you know what I wanted to do, Mom? I wanted to say, hey, stop. Hey, my mother doesn't want no swimming pool back there. She just wants some dirt and some seeds so she could grow things. Then I pictured you squatting back there, planting something, like in that picture of you and Donna Lola in Puerto Rico. It's so unfair, Ma. It's all so unfair. I mean, I listen to Anthony talking about snatching pocketbooks, and I look at him, all dirty and looking like he just came out of a war. And then I think about every other kid, the same age as Anthony, without a care in the world. I mean, the most they'll ever have to worry about is first whether it'll be Harvard or Yale, and then later whether they'll go into their daddy's business or conquer some new turf of their own. It's so unfair. Those kids didn't have to work for any of that, Ma. One day, they were born, and it was just there, waiting for them. They become doctors, lawyers, politicians. They run for president. They have their country clubs and their health clubs and their country houses and their winter houses. They shop at Bergdorf's. They have lunch. They have their faces painted. I'll never be able to have any of those things.
Performing a monologue from The Fifth Son by Nicholas A. Patrica. My character's name is Rutilio. Monsignor, I have chosen to never touch a gun, but I can understand why a brother priest might choose otherwise. In the mountains once, I got lost. I came across a large hut, but inside there were 6 coffins. They were simple coffins, like the ones we always used, except each one had a little hole in the lid with a drinking straw. There was this terrible odor. Then I heard this noise. It seemed to be coming from one of the coffins. I went over. The stench, it made me sick. Then I heard the noise again. I tried to lift the lid. It was nailed down very tightly. I got some tools from my Jeep. Inside the coffins, Monsignor, were 6 living corpses. 6 living dead men. Those bastards from Mondega, they kept them alive to torture them. They fed them a little atole each day just to torture them and keep them alive. I went to get them some help. There's nothing we could do. Their bodies, we had to let them die. I wanted to kill those bastards from Ogden. I wanted to kill them. And I wanted to kill those poor people in the coffin too. Put them out of their misery. And I wanted to kill myself. Monsignor, sometimes my doubts are stronger than my faith.
My name is Tiffany Brown Tavares.
And I'm Leslie Oppenheimer.
And we are performing a scene from Isn't It Romantic?
By Wendy Wasserstein.
My character is Harriet.
And my character is Lillian. Sit. Sit. Everything all right with you?
Fine, I guess. I made a presentation to my boss a week ago. He told me my ideas were too theoretical. Then the next day at a meeting, my friend Joe Stein said my boss presented my ideas as his own and he got them through.
Oh, good for you.
Mother, I work very hard. I don't want that man stealing my ideas.
You think it would be better to have a husband, to be married and have your husband steal your ideas?
What?
I was just giving you a depressing alternative. Look at Jean Harris. That man would have manipulated her for the rest of her life. Do me a favor, baby. Tomorrow, go into the office, tell your boss, whoever he is, Ron, Rick, Dick, say, you stole my ideas and I hold you accountable. You know what, do you want some dessert? Order the chocolate velvet cake and I'll take a taste.
Mother, you haven't finished not eating your lunch yet. You haven't picked all the salad off of your salad, and you haven't removed all the potatoes from your plate.
Tom, we'll have some chocolate velvet cake. Thank you.
I remember when you took me here as a little girl. I would tell everyone in my class we were going to the Four Seasons for lunch because you told me it was very special. And I always loved coming here. And I thought you were very beautiful in your subtle blue suits, calling all these grown men Tom, Dave. I mean, they never really knew the other women in the room, but they knew my mommy. My mommy was important.
She is. Harry, you can't blame everything on me. I wasn't home enough for you to blame everything on me.
Clever.
I thought so. Oh, hi, Bill.
Are you proud of me?
Of course I'm proud of you. Are you proud of me?
Yes, very.
I didn't cheat you too much.
No.
I kid. Harry, have children. It's one of the few things in life that's worthwhile.
Mother, when do you stop hoping that there will be some enormous change, some dam breaking, and you'll finally start living your life? You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of the idea that everything takes work. Relationships take work. Personal growth takes work. Spiritual development, child rearing, creativity. Well, I would like to do something simply splendidly that took absolutely no real effort at all.
Harriet, your thinking is all over the place today. What is it? Are you having an affair or something?
Oh, my boss's boss. The one you said should be further along, but it's nothing.
40% of the people at McKinsey are having affairs.
I know that.
See how nice it is having a daughter in your own field? If you want me to, I'd like to meet this guy.
It's over. He once had an interview with you. He said you have balls.
Don't be offended, baby. Your father said the same thing. Besides, where is that cake? I have a meeting at 2:30.
Mother,
What is this? Youth wants to know. Honey, I'm an old lady. I don't have all the answers to these things.
I have just one more question. Just one.
To get to the other side.
What?
I was giving you the answer.
That's not funny.
I'm not a funny woman. Ask me, baby. I've got to go. Where is this man?
Calm down.
What's your question, Harriet?
Mother, do you think it's possible to be married or living with a man, have a good relationship, children that you share equal responsibility for, and a career, and still read novels, have women friends, play piano, and swim twice a week.
You mean what all the women's magazines are calling having it all? No, I don't think that's possible.
Mother, you're being too harsh. Listen to me. What I want to know is, if you do have all of those things, my generation's fantasy, then what do you want?
Needlepoint. You desperately want to needlepoint. Okay, look. Life is a negotiation, Harriet. Do you think the women who go back to work when they're 36 are going to have the same career as a woman who's been there since her 20s? Do you think somebody who has a baby and leaves it to go back to work after 2 weeks is going to have the same relationship with that child as somebody who's been there all along? It's impossible. Oh, and you show me the wonderful man you're going to have it all with. You tell me how he feels when you have just as many business trips as he does. And you tell me who has to leave the office early when the kid slips and falls and hits his head on the radiator or slips on a milk carton. No, I don't think what you're asking me is possible.
All right. When you were 29, what was possible for you?
When I was your age, I had to look at my life and I had to make some choices. I had a promising career, a child, and a husband. And believe me, when you have all of those things and you're very conscientious, you still have to set your priorities. So I sat down and I took a look and I thought about what was really important to me. And what was important to me was having a career that I could be proud of and successfully raising a child. So you know what the first thing that had to go was? Pleasing my husband. Because you know what? He was a grown-up and he could take care of himself. I mean, yes, it did take work, but it was worthwhile. I mean, I never dreamed I would be this successful. And I have a perfectly lovely daughter. Baby, I have a full, rich life.
Mommy, what full, rich life? You watch Rockford File reruns every night.
If a man as appealing as James Garner comes into my life, I promise I'll make room for you too. Okay, baby?
Well, I've made up my mind. I'm going to try to do it. Have it all.
Good for you. For your sake, I hope you can. What's the matter, Harriet? Did I disillusion you?
No. I'm afraid I'm just like you.
Oh, don't be afraid. You're younger.
Mother, you're trying my patience.
You do sound like me, though.
Oh. If you were younger, I'd say something nasty.
Whisper it late at night in the dark. It'll give you guilt and anxiety. Your poor sweet mom, you just like, I worked so hard to support you.
Screw you, Mother.
Don't tell your boss that. Comb your hair, will ya? I like it better off your face. You got the check, right? Okay, good. I love you, Harriet.
I love you too.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Hi, my name is Diamond Jones, and I will be performing a monologue entitled Dark Chocolate by Daniela Alma, and my character's name is Zena. How do I feel? I feel so good. This is my new life. You think I'm kidding? It's all about the iron, baby. See those days when you can't get your fat butt off the couch? Come on, don't kid me. I know you've had those days. Well, I said goodbye to them, throwing them out the window. And you know what it's all about? 18 now. Every day when I get home and I'm craving cake with whipped cream and gelato, I get my herbal tea on instead, grab my favorite piece of chocolate out the fridge, wait for my tea to brew, and when it all hits the lips, I'm in heaven! What? I'm talking about real chocolate, girl. What kind of fancies are you having? Real chocolate, not man chocolate, the type that you get from the store. No. You were thinking about man chocolate. Anyways, since I've been having my little piece of chocolate action, I feel like the baddest woman in town. Stronger than ever. Like I say, it's all about the iron, baby.
Hi, my name is Matthew Lawson, and I will be performing a monologue from Picasso at the Agile by Steve Martin. My character is Sago. I know that there are two subjects in paintings that no one will buy. One is Jesus, and the other is sheep. Love him as much as they want. No one really wants a painting of Jesus in the living room. You're having a few people over, having a few drinks, and there's Jesus over the sofa. Somehow it doesn't work. And not in the bedroom either, obviously. I mean, you want Jesus watching over you, just not while you're in the missionary position. You could put him in the kitchen, maybe, but then that's sort of insulting to Jesus. Jesus, ham sandwich. Jesus, ham sandwich. Jesus, ham sandwich. I wouldn't like it, and neither would he. Can't sell a male nude either, unless they're messengers. Why a messenger would want to be nude, I don't know. You'd think they'd at least need a little pouch or something. In fact, if a nude man showed up at my door, I would check and see if he has a pouch. And if he doesn't, I'm not answering the door. Sheep are the same. Don't ask me why. Can't sell them.
Good evening. My name is Alexander Morante,
And I'm Michael Keneal.
and we will be performing for you tonight a scene from a play called In Pursuit of the Song of Hydrogen.
By Thomas G. Dunn.
My character is William.
And I'm Jack. Billy? William, what are you doing in my driveway at this time?
I'm waiting to talk to you.
Okay, well.
You're off to work early.
Yeah, I like to get in before 10 on days I go off after lunch.
Right. Of course.
So, I don't want to seem rude or anything, but is there a reason you're in my driveway so early in the morning?
Yeah, your office called. They left a message. They told me that...
That was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I called you 3 times in 2 days. You never return my calls.
Yeah, see, so you see, Mars and Venus are lined up. See, it's that time of the year when they're supposed to be aligned with the stars of Orion, but it didn't look like today that they would be lined up. And look, just forget it. I've been working late at the lab, and I just came back from the most fantastic interview.
You came back from a fantastic interview at this time.
What did you call about, Jack?
Mom, of course. She hasn't heard from you in 3 months. I made a promise. I'd reach out to you to make sure you were still of this earth.
Barely, just barely.
Well, are you coming home for the holidays? That's all she wants to know.
I mean, I can't leave now. I've got so much work to wrap up.
Okay, well, are you going to tell her or do I have to?
Margaret's gonna call her. We were thinking of sending the kids down. You think Mom would like that?
Yeah, of course, she's going to love it. Well, then you coward. You're not going to go yourself, so you're going to send your 2 little kids instead? You know, one of these days, this is all going to catch up to you.
What will?
This disregard for people. This sense that you're something better while the rest of us are schmucks.
I mean, do you mean it?
Yeah, I do mean it, damn it. I do mean it.
Oh, you're not joking, are you?
Jesus Christ, William. You're impossible. All right, so how's Margaret doing? The last I saw, she was up to her neck in your work, and I mean, she was out of the hospital for a week, right? There she was, hard at it.
Oh, that woman understands my work more than I do.
Really, William?
It's true. You know, ever since I've been giving these guest lectures for free, I've literally been having her write my speeches for me. Oh, she's fantastic. It's like I'm off somewhere with my thoughts, alone, and she's right behind me, you know, organizing them and making sense of them.
In the clouds.
What was that?
Nothing. I'm glad she helps you out. You know, if I were you, be careful with that one.
Careful of her.
Yeah. Careful of Margaret and the boys. Listen, William, you're lucky. Damn lucky. Typical you have no idea how lucky you are.
Are you really going to have a cigarette?
It's too early for a drink.
Well, I thought you were off to work.
I was, and then you stopped me to have this little chat.
Well, I'm ready to go.
Okay, well, fine. I'll smoke in the car.
Jack.
Yes, William. Yes, William.
I don't quite know how to say this, but if something were to happen to me, a divorce, a car crash,
Yeah?
could you look after Margaret and the kids for me?
Yeah, I'm their godfather.
No. I mean more than that. I mean, would you become me?
What? William, become you? What kind of a thing is that to ask? That's just your ego working, as always. You don't give a damn about people. You don't give two twits about us. You ask them to do stuff and they go along exactly as you say. William, of course I'd watch after Margaret and the boys if something were to happen to you. I'm embarrassed that you'd even ask. But become you? Over my dead body.
Just thought I'd ask.
Right, well, is there anything else? I got a tummy tuck consultation I got to get to that I can't hold back.
A tummy tuck?
Never mind. Look, maybe we can go out for a beer, or maybe you can invite me over for Sunday dinner.
Jack,
Yes, William.
I haven't been the best brother for you, have I?
No, you've just been distracted. Yeah, you're like a distracted.
You've been perfect.
What?
Whenever I think of a brother, whenever I stop to think about the concept of a brother, I think of you. You are, in my mind, the perfect brother. You're older, you're wiser, doing stuff before me, better clothes. That's you. Oh, my brother.
William, it's 9:45 in the morning. What the hell's going on?
I just wanted to return your call.
Well, thanks. It was good seeing you.
Do you know Jane Fonda?
Yes, I know who Jane Fonda is.
You know, I think she's fantastic. Everything that is America right now is Jane Fonda.
She's great, but, I don't...
It's good talking to you, Jack. Brother.
The same, I'm sure. Hello again, I'm Michael Keneal. And for this next bit, we're going to do a little improvisation. This one is called Talking Hands, so I'm going to need two subjects for our actresses to talk about. Could I have any subject, somebody?
Putting makeup on.
Pizza and putting makeup on. Diamond, putting makeup on. Lee, pizza.
You know, I just really want a pizza right now, a nice hot pepperoni pizza. Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah. You can go ahead. I'm putting makeup on.
It looks great, though.
Hey!
What are you using?
I am using Messi's.
You should get the pepperoni, colored lipstick that they have. I think it's even flavored. It's freaking amazing.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Okay, so what is it you like about this makeup?
I like it because it's hypoallergenic, so I won't get into any reaction from it. And it makes my skin feel so soft.
You know what? I bet you if you use pepperoni grease on your skin, that would be really good for it. Don't you think? Hey, how about a line of makeup? It's like pizza, like, based.
Okay, I'll look that up.
And switch. I'm gonna get two more subjects for our actors here to talk about.
Astrology.
Astrology.
Getting on an airplane.
And what?
Getting on an airplane.
Okay. Gary, getting on an airplane. Dylan, astrology. Go.
Bro, I'm so not looking forward to getting on this airplane.
Why? When'd your flight go out?
Midnight.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect time to look at stars.
Are you kidding me, man? I want to be asleep by the time I get in there.
Well, do you have a window seat or aisle seat?
Oh, God forbid. I'm going to stay away from the window as much as I can.
But then you can't see the stars.
Who wants to see the stars? These balls of light millions of years away from us.
Do you know about Aquarius? Like, what are you working on?
Aquarius? What are you talking about? I'm a Scorpio, not an Aquarius.
Big yikes. So, what, are you a middle seat guy, or?
To be honest, I'm an aisle guy. I like to be on the aisle. I like to check everything out, make sure everything's kosher. You know how it goes.
Yeah, there's nothing better than getting hit with that cart, and then, then you can see the stars that way, I guess, but.
Listen, once in a while I grab a little something from the cart as it passes by. Don't tell me, buddy.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, listen, I'll be a window seat guy because, again, the Little Dipper just, there's something special
you and the
about it.
stars. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than sitting in an aisle seat.
Let me guess, you wanted to be an astronaut when you were a kid.
I mean, yeah, but now I have to be an astrologist.
Ah,
Yeah.
astrologist. Well, maybe
Yeah.
you could read my sign. Do a birth chart for me. Let me know why I don't want to sit by the window on an airplane.
Beats me.
And cut.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanira Kane, and I'll be performing a monologue called The Recipe for Cooking Husbands by Mrs. Wiley Scott, and my character is the woman. A good many husbands are utterly spoiled by mismanagement. Some women go about it as if their husbands were bladders and blow them up. Others keep them constantly in hot water. Some let them freeze with their carelessness and indifference. Some keep them in a stew with their irritating ways and words. Some roast them, some keep them in a pickle all their lives. It cannot be supposed that a husband would be good and tender if managed this way. But they can be really delicious if treated in the proper way. In selecting a husband, be sure not to be guided by the silvery appearance, as in buying a mackerel, nor by the golden tint, as in selecting a salmon. Be sure to select him yourself, as tastes do differ. And don't go to the market for him. The best always come to your door. And unless you'll patiently learn how to cook him, don't even get one. Set a clear, steady fire of love, neatness, and cheerfulness. Set him as near this as seems to agree with him. If he sputters or fizzes, don't be anxious. Some husbands do this until they're quite done. Add a little sugar in the form of what the confectioner calls kisses. Add no vinegar and no pepper on any account. Add a little spice to improve them. Be sure not to stick him with any sharp objects to see if he's becoming tender. You cannot fail to see when he is done. And once he is, he'd be agreeing nicely with you and the children. And he'll keep as long as you'd like, as long as you do not become careless.
Hi, my name is Dylan Scanlon, and I will be performing a monologue, Boy's Life, by Howard Corder, and my character is Bill. I would have destroyed myself for this woman gladly. I would have eaten garbage. I would have sliced my wrist open, under the right circumstances. I mean, if she said, hey, Phil, why don't you slice your wrist open? I mean, come on. But seriously? You know, we clicked, we connected on so many things right off the bat. You know, we talked about God for 3 hours once? I don't know how good it did, but that intensity. The first time we laid in bed, I didn't touch her. I didn't want to. You understand what I'm saying? And you should know, I played it very casually at first because I'm the first to admit I've had some rough experiences. But after a couple weeks, I could tell we were right there. So I laid it down. Everything I wanted to tell her. You know what she says? She says nobody should ever need a person that badly. Nobody should ever. What is that? Is that something you saw on TV? I dumped my heart on the table and what? You give me Dr. Joy's freaking brothers? I'm telling you I love you. Is that so wrong? Is that not allowed anymore? And so what if I did need her? All right, crucify me, I needed her. So what? I don't want to be by myself. I'm by myself, I feel like I'm going out of my mind. I do. I sit there, I think, I'm not going to make it through those next 10 seconds. But I get through the 10 seconds. Then I have to do it all over again. So all these seconds, they just keep coming, floating by. While I wait for something to happen, I don't know what, car wreck, nuclear war, something. I know it sounds awful, but at least there'd be an instant when I know I was alive. Just once. Because I look at myself in the mirror, and I can't believe that's me. It's like my body, right? It says what? Statue of Liberty? And I'm inside it. Inside one of the legs. One of the gigantic, hairy legs. And I'm crawling around on my own foot like some tiny fetus. And I'll be honest, I don't know who I am or where I'm going. Sometimes, I wish I'd never been born. Not only that, my hair's falling out. And that really sucks.
Hi, I'm Catherine Sanford,
And I'm Gloria Osa
and we will be performing a scene from the play The Autumn Garden.
by Lillian Hellman,
My character is Sophie.
and my character is Nina.
You're a very pretty woman, Mrs. Denary, when your face is happy.
And you think my face is happy this morning?
Oh, yes. You and Mr. Denary have had a nice reconciliation.
Yes, I suppose so.
I am glad for you. That is as it has been and will always be. Now, can I speak with you and Mr. Denary?
Sophie, if there's anything I can... Look, Nick isn't here right now, but I thought it best for us all if we could just...
Oh, my aunt will be most sad.
Sophie, there's no good in me telling you how sorry I am. What can I do?
You can give me $5,000, Mrs. Denary. American dollars, of course. I have been subjected to the most degrading experience from which no young girl easily recovers. A most degrading experience from which no young girl easily recovers. I have lost, or will lose, my most beloved fiancé. I cannot return to school or to the comrades with whom my life has been so happy. My aunt is miserable and unhappy in the only situation she knows, and now will be burdened with me for many years to come. I am utterly, utterly miserable, Mrs. Denary. I am ruined. Please do not laugh at me.
I suppose I should be happy for you making a joke off of it.
You make a mistake. I am most serious.
Are you? Sophie, it is an unpleasant and foolish incident. I don't wish to minimize it, but don't you think you're overreacting?
No, ma'am. I didn't say that this is the way that I see it, but this is the way that it will be considered. In this place, in this life, little is made into very much here.
It's the same in your country.
No, Mrs. Denary. You mean it is the same in Brussels or Strasbourg or Paris, with those whom you would meet. In my class, in my town, it is not so. In a poorhouse, if a man falls asleep drunk, and certainly it happens with us each Saturday night, he isn't alone with an innocent young girl because the young girl at my age is not so innocent, and because her family is in the same room, having no other place to go. It arranges itself differently. You have more rooms and therefore more struggles.
Yes, I understand the lecture. Why do you want $5,000, Sophie?
I wish to go home.
Well, then I will be happy to give it to you. Happier than you think I would be.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you would, but I will not accept it as largesse to make you happy. We will call it a loan, come about through blackmail. One does not have to be grateful for blackmail money, nor consider oneself a charity girl.
Blackmail money?
Yes, Mrs. Denary. You will give me $5,000, because if you do not, I will say that Mr. Denary seduced me. You were gay this morning, madame.
Sophie, what a child you are. It's not necessary to talk like this.
I wish to prevent you from doing me any favors.
I have done no favors, and I don't like this kind of talk. Nick did not try to seduce you. Suppose we try to be friends.
I'm not joking around, Mrs. Denary, and I do not wish us to be friends.
Fine. I will give you the money, and for that reason alone, that reason only.
It does not matter to me what you would like. You will give it to me for my reason, or I will not take it.
Are you serious? Just to call it a word? Just to name it something you would hurt my husband and me?
For me, it is more than just a way of calling something.
You're a tough little girl.
Don't you think people often call others tough when they do not know how to cheat them?
I wasn't trying to cheat you of anything.
Yes, you were. You wish to be the kind lady who most honorably stays to discharge, within reason, her obligations, and who goes off, as she has gone off many times before, to make the reconciliation with her husband. How would you and Mr. Denary go on living without such incidents as me? I have given you a second, or a 20th honeymoon.
Is that speech made before you raised your price?
No, a blackmail bargain is still a bargain.
Good evening. My name is Leslie Oppenheimer, and I will be performing a monologue from the play Oh Dad, Poor Dad, Mama's Hung You in the Closet, and I'm Feeling So Sad, by Arthur J. Coben. My character is Madame Rosepetal. Would you like to see my husband? He's inside, in the closet. I had him stuffed. Wonderful taxidermist, I know. What do you say, Commodore? Want a peek? He's my very favorite trophy. I take him with me wherever I go. Life, my dear Commodore, is never funny. It's grim. It's there every morning, breathing in your face the moment you open your red baggy eyes. Life, Mr. Roosevelt, is a husband hanging from a hook in the closet. Open the door too quickly and your whole day is shot to hell. But open the door just a little ways sneak your hand in, pull out your dress, and your day is made. Yet he's still there, waiting. And sooner or later the mothballs are gone and you have to clean house. Oh, it's a bad day, Commodore, when you have to stare life in the face. And you find he doesn't smile at all. He just hangs there with his tongue sticking out. I hope you find this funny. I was hoping to give you a laugh. Champagne to your continued good health. Ah, listen, monsieur, listen, the waltz, the dance of lovers. It's beautiful, don't you think? Now, you don't really want to leave, do you? After all, the night is still so young. And you haven't even seen my husband yet. Oh. Commodore, Commodore, Commodore. I still can't let you leave because there's still a little story I must tell you. A bedtime story. A fairy tale full of handsome princes and enchanted maidens. It's a tale full of love and joy and music, tenderness and charm. It's my very favorite story, you see, and I never leave a place without telling it to at least one person. So what do you say, Commodore? Won't you stay? Good. I knew you'd see it my way. For, after all, Commodore, we are in a way united, you and I. We share something in common. We share desire. For you, desire me with love in your heart. While I, my dear Commodore, desire your heart.
Good evening. My name is Monica Harker, and I will be performing a monologue called I Ate the Divorce Papers by the play Goodbye, Charles, by Gabriel Davis, and my character is Jill. I ate them. That's right, Charles. I ate the divorce papers, and I ate them with ketchup. They were so good. You probably want me to get serious about our divorce. The thing is that you always called our marriage a joke. Wasn't it last week your dad asked you the reason you walked down the aisle with me and you said, for the exercise? I'm laughing. I'm not crying. I'm laughing. Because you're about to give up on a woman who is infinitely lovable. For instance, Paul. That guy has loved me since the 8th grade. He has sent me over 200 love sonnets. Yeah, Paul may be a little insane, but I value his feelings for me. And I could never, ever ask him to sign his name on a piece of paper, promising to just turn off his feelings for me forever. But is that what you're asking me to do? I mean, you're asking me to sign away my right to that sweet voice, those baby blue eyes, and the way your hands go through my hair before bed. No! Those aren't the things I want to lose. In fact, I won't lose you. I've written you a poem. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely, more temperate, rough winds to shake the downy butts of Megan. I'm not crying, laughing. I've been waiting for you to come and say, April's Fools! Then I rush into your arms and... But of course you're going to do, are you? No, it's not April. Like Charles, I didn't write the sonnet. Paul did, and I think it's good. But the truth is, Charles, that I ate the divorce papers because I cannot stomach the thought of losing you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanira Kane,
And my name is Dylan Scanlon
and we'll be performing a scene called Bedroom Farce.
by Alan Ayckbourn.
My character is Kate.
And my character is Malcolm.
Malcolm! Malcolm, I know you're up here. Malcolm, what have you done with it?
What?
What have you done with my other shoe?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Where is... Oh,
Uh,
what's all this?
nothing much. A little housewarming present from me to you.
Aw, what is it?
Later. When they've all gone.
Whatever is it? An ironing board.
An ironing board?
Where is my shoe?
Shoe. Shoe? It's gonna be a really good party tonight. I can feel it.
I hope so. Oh, I have something to confess.
What?
You know that shelf in the kitchen?
Yeah?
It's fallen again.
Again?
I was ever so careful.
I told you it wasn't designed for very heavy weights.
I only stood to crew it on it. I deliberately didn't go anywhere near it in case it fell down. And I'm awfully hot. Do I have time for a bath?
Just about.
Okay. Now the food's gonna go on the main table, the drinks in the side cupboard, and they can put their coats on the bed. Goodness, I have to make the bed. Where is my shoe?
What?
Oh, are you gonna wear your nice shirt?
Which one?
You know, the nice one.
Alright.
You look really good in that.
Yeah. So, who we got going tonight?
Oh, everyone. I asked everyone to come, except Nick. He can't make it.
Nick?
Yeah, Jan phoned this morning. He hurt his back. Yeah, she's coming though.
Good.
And who else? There is Daryl and Denise, Andrew, and Karen and Sharon, and Caitlin, and Susanna and Trevor.
Trevor?
Uh-huh.
And Susanna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Well, I had to. They've had us round twice.
Yeah. Well that's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's that. Where is it then?
Where's what?
The shirt?
Oh, it's in the airing cupboard. I
Right.
washed it, remember?
Right.
Yeah. Where is my shoe? This room is a mess. Oh, really? Very funny. And I don't want any more foreign bodies on my side of the bed either.
Foreign bodies?
You know, my hairbrush, my lotions.
Wasn't me.
You and your jokes.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. We got Jan coming tonight,
Uh-huh.
and Susanna,
Yep.
and Trevor.
Yes.
Awesome. So Trevor and Susanna, if they don't have a fight, then it's 10-1. Jan and Susanna are gonna have a fight.
Well, I hope not.
Well, I'm telling you, the first sign of any trouble, they're all out. I'm not having any of that. Tonight's gonna be a good night, and I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah. Has this shirt shrunk?
I don't know. Has it?
It looks as if it shrunk, or else you're getting fat.
Fat?
Good evening, my name is Gloria Osa, and tonight I will be performing a monologue by Gillian Flynn for the book Gone Girl, and it's named Cool Girl. My character is Amy Dunn. Cool girl. Men always use that, don't they? As their defining compliment. She's a cool girl. Cool girl is fun. Cool girl is game. Cool girl never gets mad at her man. She only smiles in a chattering-loving manner and then presents her mouth for kissing. He likes what she likes, so evidently he's a fetishmonger. Fetishmonger. Sorry. I'm sorry. He's a fetishmonger, vinyl-loving hipster. And if he likes girls gone wild, then she's a mall babe who talks football and enjoys buffalo wings at Hooters. When I moved done, I knew he wanted a cool girl. And for him, I'll admit, I was willing to try. I watched strip my legs raw. I drank canned beer watching Adam Sandler movies. Ate cold pizza and remained a size 2. I kissed him semi-regularly. Not like I didn't enjoy it. I was in, I was game. He brought things out in me I didn't know existed. A lightness, a humor, an ease. But I made him stronger, sharper. I forged the man of my dreams. And what's the point of being together if you're not the happiest? But Nick got lazy. He became someone I didn't agree to marry. And then he dragged me, penniless, to the navel of this great country, only to find himself a newer, younger, bouncier, cool girl. You think I'd let him end up happier? No way. He needed to learn. My sweet, charming, salt of the earth misery guy, he needed to pay. Grown-ups work for things. Grown-ups pay. Grown-ups suffer consequences.
Good evening, my name is Alexander Morante, and for my monologue, I will be presenting to you V for Vendetta by the Wachowskis, and I will be V. Who is but the form, following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask. No, I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is. But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi now vacant vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vilified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violations of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, hailed as a votive, not in vain, for the values and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vigissoir verbiage bears most verbose, so let me simply add that it is my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Hi, my name is Matthew Lawson.
And I'm Gary Turner,
We will be performing a scene from A Hat Full of Rain.
by Michael Picasso.
My character is Polo.
And my character is Johnny. Polo, hey.
Welcome home.
Celia go to work?
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. She starts at 9. She's not here, so figure it out for yourself.
Hey, the old man wanted you to have those shirts. How do they fit?
I haven't put it on yet.
I was out all night.
No kidding. Here, your wife wants you to get these things for supper.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to take the laundry out.
You know what's happening, right?
I read the papers. Where you been?
All over.
Where's all over?
All over, man. Harlem, Lower East Side. Everybody's disappeared.
It'll all blow over in a few weeks.
No, Polo, they dropped the net. They're going to start tying the knot, man. Every push in the city's vanished. I was lucky. I ran into Giannini. I told him to hold some for me, but I got to meet him in 15 minutes.
Who fixed you last night?
Chuchi, I stopped by his place. He gave me half of his, enough to carry me through the night. But I'm running thin now, man.
I told you yesterday, Johnny. The cupboard's bare. I'm out of the box, and that's all there is to it. If I inherited the Chrysler building right now, I wouldn't give you another dime. Try to understand that.
Look, man, don't start lecturing me now. All I need is 20 bucks, and he doesn't do business on credit.
Take the kitchen set down and sell it to the Salvation Army. This linoleum isn't in bad shape. If you sell it at night, in the dark, maybe you could get a few bucks for it.
Oh, you know I never sold anything from this house, and I never will.
Try to listen, Johnny. Try to hear me. I felt great refusing the old man that $2,500 because I know the money costs. It's only something he wanted all his life. And you were right in the middle when he shouted, "Where? Where did it go?"
Yeah, Polo, I was right in the middle, and I felt like, say here! Went right here.
You went through that $2,500 like grease through a tin horn. I'm afraid to park my car out front. You might steal it some night.
I'm quitting tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm quitting.
It's been tomorrow for months, Johnny. The calendar never moves.
I'm not gonna ask you. I won't ask you ever again. Just 20 bucks.
20 bucks, twice a day.
Where am I gonna get it?
Get yourself a black felt hat, cut holes in it for eyes, go down in the men's room of the subway like Apples does, and clobber some poor bastard over the head.
So the answer's no?
You look tired.
Here. I almost used it 4 times last night. I picked a nice dark street and waited 4 times, and they were all setups. Some old guy must have been 80 years old, walking alone, a guy and his girl, some kid coming home from a dance drunk, and some woman. I waited, and I came out in the darkness, and you know what? They weren't even afraid of me. I asked them for a match. Which way's 56th Street? And hey, you got a light? Nothing. Dust. Tired feet, tired eyes, and jammed up log tight.
Where did you get this?
Those lousy bastards told me it wasn't even loaded. Now I'm into them for $700, $800 on top of your $2,500 cash. And they want their money today. They're coming for me, man.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
It's not going to be Mother and Apples alone. They know I'm here. They'll bring company. Put those shoes on, let's get out of here.
No more running. I won't run. I can't run. If they don't get me today, they'll get me tomorrow.
You saw what happened to Willie DiCarlo.
I'm not running away from them. That's that. I'm staying right here.
You're crazy. You're going crazy.
I'm not moving.
I haven't got $700 or $800, Johnny. There's nothing I can do.
Man, just do the laundry and go to a movie or something.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to stay here and wait for them.
You gonna fight back?
I'm not going to sit here while they kick the hell out of me.
You can't win! They'll kick your ribs in.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Brown Tavares. I am performing a monologue entitled Homecoming by Arthur M. Jolly, and my character is Diane. The prodigal daughter returns, and there's no fatted calf, no welcome home banner. Just an empty brass bed with a half-full oxygen tank next to it. You stayed away until she was gone, and now you slink back. You're such a rebel. Aren't we all so impressed with how independent you are? A red dress for her funeral. The scandal, imagine. How shocking. Little Becky doesn't need her mommy anymore. She doesn't need anyone. What were you expecting? Why did you change your mind? You threw away that letter she sent you, and then those little wheels started clicking in the way in that burned out, drug out little brain of yours. Where's my fatted calf? Where's my homecoming? Where's Mom's last attempt to get me to return? What do you imagine is in that letter, a check? Sure, you never took her money. Maybe she never offered up enough of it. It was always tied up in offers of airfare and a hotel room. Can't hand that over to a dealer. She was always careful about that. But in the end, and you know it was coming, at the end, what? A great big check? Whatever it takes? A last desperate attempt? If she couldn't get you through love, she'd send a bribe. What would it take to get through to you? 2,000 maybe? Just to talk to you one last time? 5,000? Sounds about right? Not enough to get you to come home in time, but enough to get you here into a dumpster. Enough to get you down here scrabbling through a mountain of garbage. When we find that letter, what will you do if there's nothing in it but a letter? How disappointed will you be if we open it and there's nothing in there but her tired scrawls telling you she still loves you?
Good evening. My name is Natasha Moody, and I'll be performing a monologue titled Laughing Wild by Christopher Durang, and my character is a woman. Oh, it's such a mess. Look at this mess. My hair is a mess. My clothes are a mess. I want to try to talk to you about life. It's just too difficult to be alive, isn't it? And to try to function. There are all these people to deal with. I tried to buy a can of tuna fish at the supermarket, and there was this person standing right in front of where I wanted to reach out to get the tuna fish. I waited a while to see if they'd move, and they didn't. They're looking at tuna fish too, reading the ingredients on each can like it was a book. A pretty boring book if you ask me, but nobody has. I waited a while, and they didn't move, and I couldn't get to the tuna fish can. And I thought about asking them to move, but they seemed so stupid to not have sense I need to get by them. And I had this awful fear. They would do no good at all to ask them to move. They'd probably say something like, "Well, move more good and right, you nagging witch." And then what would I do? And so I started to cry out of frustration, quietly as to not to disturb anyone. And even though I was softly sobbing, this stupid person didn't grasp that I need to get by them. People are so insensitive, I just hate them. And so I reached out with my fist and I brought it down real hard in their head. And I screamed, "Would you kindly move out of the way, jerk?" The person fell to the ground, totally startled. And a child nearby started to cry. And I was still crying. And I couldn't imagine making use of tuna fish now. And so I yelled at the child to stop crying. It was drawing too much attention to me. And I ran to the supermarket and I thought, I'll take a taxi cab to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I need to be surrounded by culture right now and not tuna fish.
Hi, my name is Dylan Scanlon, and for our next improvisation, we will be building a machine. It can be any machine. The first machine I hear is what we'll go with, but
Washing machine.
wash machine. All right. We will be building a washing machine. Washing building machine.
Ding, 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 ding.
Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito. Rito Bandito.
Our machine broke. We need another machine.
Time machine.
Time machine. We will be building a time machine building machine.
Good evening, my name is Natasha Moody.
And I am Diamond Jones.
We will be performing a scene from the middle of the night.
By Patty Chebesky.
My character is Marilyn.
And my character is Betsy. Would you close the door, please, Marilyn?
Oh, sure. So, how do you feel?
Fine.
What's new?
Nothing. What's new with you?
Nothing. I just went down to Macy's so Frank's taking the kids to his mother's. And you know how I can't stand her. So I told him while I was downtown I'd catch a downtown movie.
I've got a date tonight.
Yes, I know. Have you heard from George?
Oh, he called me 3 times last week, all the way from Las Vegas. 3 o'clock in the morning, he called once.
What did he say?
Well, I wrote him a letter about a week ago. I asked him for a divorce. I went up to see this lawyer last week. You remember Carl McKeever? Her brother, he's a lawyer. So he told me the cheapest way to get a divorce is to go to Mexico. So I said, oh boy! So it really isn't so complicated. It costs about $750, the plane tickets and everything. So I wrote George and asked him for a divorce. I sent the letter, registered, airmail, and special delivery so it will get there quick. The next night, I swear to God, George was on the phone from Las Vegas. We must have talked for about 20 minutes. Oh boy, I wonder what he paid for that call. So he called again about 3 o'clock in the morning after the last show. You know what was bothering him? He didn't even care why I wanted the divorce. He just thought the whole thing was a big personal insult. So he finally said he wouldn't contest the divorce, and that's the last I heard from him. That was last Thursday. No, Friday.
Are you really thinking about going through with this divorce?
Don't tell my mother because she doesn't know about it.
Well, I'm your friend, Betty. I'm going to tell you something right from the shoulder. I think you're making a huge mistake.
I know you feel that way, Marilyn.
Well, what do you figure? To marry this guy?
Yes, if he asks me. I think I'm happy, Marilyn. I can't tell you how I feel in so many words, but life seems very pleasant to me right now. I even get along with my mother. I think I'm in love.
Oh, Betty!
Seriously in love. It just makes me feel so full sometimes. It just wells up in me, my feelings for him. He went away for 3 days on a business trip to Detroit, and I thought I would die before he came back.
Boy, some operator, this guy.
You want to know something? In the whole 3 months, he hasn't touched me once. I know what my mother thinks. She thinks I walk out that door, I head straight for a hotel. I told you what we do. We go dancing, we go driving. Mostly, we talk. He hasn't put a hand on me in the whole 3 months.
Is that good?
No, it isn't good. It worries me if you want to know. I think he's afraid of getting too involved with me.
Well, what I mean, do you really think he'll be able to satisfy you? Sexually? Well, now Betty, you're rushing into a marriage, and you have to be realistic too. In 10 years, he's going to be 63, and you're going to be 34. Do you really think you're going to be happy with a 63-year-old husband in 10 years? Think about that a minute. 63 with white hair. You're a kid, you know that, you really are. What do you think life is, a Street and Smith love story magazine? You had a good marriage with George. You paid the rent, you went to bed. What more could you be looking for?
I'm looking for more than that, Marilyn.
Well, you want to know what life is? You get married, you have kids, you get up in the morning, you go to bed at night. Frank goes bowling every Thursday, I get down to Macy's once a week. That's it. It's not so bad. I know what you mean about happiness. You had a good marriage with George. He was hungry for you all of the time. It was all over his face. That's more than most of us can say about our husbands.
Are you having trouble with Frank, Marilyn?
Oh, Frank and me, we get along fine. We're perfectly happy. I stay out of his way and he stays out of mine. You know, I envy you and George. You have a husband who's crazy about you. Yeah, he has his faults. He's selfish. He's a little conceited. But he doesn't go bowling every Thursday or stay up reading magazines all night long. One thing I know for sure, he's not going to be 63 in 10 years. You're going to want to have kids, Betty. Are you sure he's going to be able to give you kids? Because in a couple of years, that's all that's really left is the kids.
You don't mean that.
Yes, I do.
Hello again, I'm Michael Pino, and I will be performing a monologue from Clerks, written by Kevin Smith. My character's name is Randall. Oh, I'm holding you back? I remember like 10 years ago when we went to Julie Dwyer's funeral, you were all like, I need to shit or get off the pot. What happened to you? You got all riled up about taking charge of your life, and what did you do? You worked at the store till the place burnt down. You know, you can badmouth the Quick Stop all you want, but I missed that place. I loved working there. I look back at that period as some of the best time in my life. I got to come in whenever I wanted, mess with customers, watch movies, hang out with my best friend. Can you think of a better way to earn a living? And yeah, it's not the ideal existence, but I thought it was pretty good. So is that the way you see all this time we've spent together? That's weird, man. I thought you were the only person in the world who would take a bullet for me. The only friend who had my back. The only guy who got me. Because I assumed you felt the same way about me that I felt about you. And then one day you're just like, I'm moving, bye. Do you know what that's been like for me? I'm looking at a future that sucks just because you're not in it anymore. And you're not even throwing me away for a life that means something to you. It's just some stupid, hollow existence that you feel you need to pursue because, what, you're getting old? Because it's the life that everyone else chooses? You are such a drone. You know, when I first met you, I wish you would have told me you were going to walk. Because if I knew then that a couple decades later you were going to flake out on our friendship, I wouldn't have bothered with your ass in the first place. Do you think I want to start making friends at my age? Who wants to be my friend? I hate everyone. Everything seems stupid to me. You're my best friend. I love you. Please, don't leave me.
Hello everyone, my name is Tanira Gain,
Good evening, everybody. My name is Monica Harker,
and we'll be performing a scene called Angela and Karen.
author unknown,
My character is Karen.
and my character is Angela.
Oh! Honey, you frightened me.
It's mutual.
I wasn't expecting, well, you know.
I know.
I'm Karen Simpson.
Oh, yes, David's fiancée. I'm Angela.
You know David.
In a way,
Are you here for the tennis tournament?
oh no, I'm here because of a hangover. It has to do with the martinis, you know, and the wine, and the Black Russians. You know, the Black Russians are the ones you have to look out for. You into Black Russians?
I'm into Manhattans. Are you just getting here?
Oh no, I'm just getting my stuff out of the bedroom.
David's room?
Oh, no,
I
no,
mean,
no, wait. Whatever you're thinking, and I know what you're thinking, you're wrong, okay?
Jesus. I hope so.
Listen, I'm here because I was picked up in the airport bar.
Oh, David said he was going to Detroit.
Not David. Barney, I don't even know David.
Oh, it was only natural for me to assume that
That I was calling David?
that you were bowling David. So you're Barney's date?
No, I'm nobody's date.
What are you doing here then?
Look, I'm here. That's all. No harm, no foul. Things sometimes are a little bit crazy to explain, and sometimes things happen, you know?
And you end up in a strange bedroom?
Bedroom? You make that word sound like a snake pit.
And Barney's a snake. I told David about him bringing strange women in here.
Doesn't Barney pay for half of the rent?
Yes.
Well, why shouldn't he be entitled to have half of the fun then?
Look, I trust what happened here wasn't your fault. You were taken advantage of, that's all. I know how you must feel.
I feel hangover. Just hangover. That's all. I have a headache that is settling around my right eye and a mouth that feels full of moldy breath. But that's all I feel. I have no guilt, my conscience is clear, and I feel exonerated in my mind by the jury that has delivered the verdict, not guilty.
I didn't mean to imply that.
Lady, you didn't imply, you just chiseled it into a stone tablet.
It's that I know Barney, that's all, for years.
Well, the way you know Barney and the way I know Barney are two different things. For me, Barney, he was a straight guy, a gentleman, and he had every opportunity to take advantage, as you so tactfully put it, but he didn't. He was great. Believe me, there was nothing, and even if there was, what's it up to you? Look, I was getting drunk after a long trip from Paris where I'd been served gourmet gravy train by a stewardess with great legs.
Oh, sickening, isn't it? They all seem to have great legs, even the old ones.
Yeah. So there I was, in a rotten mood, feeling totally confused, really messed up. And then Barney came along.
Oh, a ray of sunlight. Look, I believe you, I really do. I just don't trust Barney.
And you don't trust David either, do you?
What?
If you did, you couldn't be so suspicious of him. The first thing you thought when you saw me was that David and
Was that David and you were rolling around his Posturepedic?
That's... You admit it then?
Yes. Look, when you're over 40 and have been divorced a few times and lonely and hadn't been hit on in a while, you get mildly upset when a lovely young hung-over girl is coming out of your fiancé's bedroom.
That's insecurity.
Yes, you're damn right it is. And you know what? I am tired of being insecure about my insecurities. You're already super young and all concerned about stewardess's legs. Just wait. Wait till you reach middle age. That grand and glorious when your crow's feet need a pedicure and you're intimidated by little old ladies in the supermarket with their boobs hanging into the shopping carts.
I get the point, but I have to get going.
I'll help you with your bags. Gladly.
Everybody, thank you for joining us all night. We hope you've been enjoying these performances. So we got one more little improv for you guys tonight. Behind me is my orchestra. My orchestra, and I am their maestro. Now, they're going to be making noises, as all orchestras do, but what I need from them is to make noises. Well, you give me a subject. So for example, sounds of football, sounds of winter, sounds anything as long as it's PG, and they will make noises corresponding to the subject you give me. So first thing I hear, sounds of the
Pinball. Cars.
Sounds of the cars. That's the first one I can make out. So sounds of the cars.
Wheel!
Boom.
Wheel! Wheel!
Tick-tock.
Broom! Broom, broom, broom! Broom! Broom, broom, broom! Broom! Broom, broom, broom! Broom, broom, broom! Ha!
They have had 8 weeks only to do what they did for you tonight. 8 weeks. And that's their monologues. They had to have it memorized within 3 weeks, and their scene within 4 and 5. It depends upon, what the circumstances were. And then they come together and they work it out. We do 1 week we should maybe do just monologues, and the next week we just do scenes, and then we put it all together. And they only get really 2 full rehearsals, and then they're on the stage. So we have week 6 and 7, and week 8 they're right here. And I have to tell you, I have been teaching for 40 years, and for 40 years I have seen so many actors come through. I love my actors, I absolutely do. I love what I do, and I hope you enjoyed this tonight. Like I said, I'm so happy you're here. We did expect 120 people here tonight. Honest to God, that's how many responded. And we never know what we're going to get, but you guys came out, and we really appreciate that. And whoever you came out to support, thank you very much for supporting your community, the actors, and everyone in it. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.